Aging is Bliss. Written by Hoppy. Read by Arashi. It's at early mornings and late nights that Hubert finds he's not immune to aging. His bones ache, he makes silly mistakes, and can't keep his eyes open after being awake for 18 hours straight. He's not as sharp as he used to be 20 years prior. Loath as he is to admit, he knows that this is a part of life. Even Ferdinand isn't who they used to be. They take forever to emerge from bed in the morning. They don't dare to horse ride as much as before. One of their legs has been injured in the war against the Agarthians. And on bad days, Ferdinand has to take out their cane to walk from A to B. Though they still look striking as ever. Hubert is as smitten as he was on day one. He's so glad he gets to spend his life with Ferdinand, even now. Glad he's still wanted by the one he loves so. Overjoyed at the thought that they go to bed with him and wake up in his arms on the majority of days. Emperor Edelgard is going to retire soon, Ferdinand says one night, voice a little hoarse. Maybe they're coming down with a cold. But then again, they held a long speech today. Could simply be a strain on the vocal cords. No doubt her daughter will do great as well. Little Stuelle isn't so little anymore. Ah, where does the time go? They sigh dramatically and smile fondly at him. They lie so close to him, an arm wrapped around him and their forehead almost touching his. Hubert has to smile. He wraps a strand of faded orange hair around his index finger, still so smooth and soft. No doubt, she's Violet's and the Emperor's child after all. He breathes, not really keen on talking anymore. He just... Damn, it's embarrassing. But he simply wants to bask in the presence of his decades-long partner. He loves Edelgard, no doubt, but in this moment, he wants to appreciate the person worth most to him in the entire world. He can openly admit to this now. The position of most important has shifted from Edelgard to Ferdinand in the last few years. They're everything to him now. Not that Edelgard is far behind, but she is not number one anymore. When he looks at Ferdinand, he sees the world. Someone who's on par with him, not above or below. Someone who's been there to support him when he tried not to let his problems show. Someone who's always had a knack for telling when Hubert was feeling off. Yes, Ferdinand is unlike anyone else. Where would Hubert be without them? What would have become of him? A bitter old man, maybe. A man that'd fallen in war, maybe. A lonesome being working himself to death. He doesn't hate any of those ideas, but regardless, he's happy to be where he is at his age. Alive and well, all thanks to a dramatic and silly, but also keen and kind person by his side. A partner. Yes, a partner. Yes, a partner he can tell anything to and talk about no matter what with. I'm glad you're here. Hubert allows himself to caress his partner's soft cheek. The moon shines into the room, outlining their forms the tiniest bit. Maybe it's going to be a full moon soon. Likewise, my love. Ferdinand smiles the tiniest bit, as if they're still as bashful as 20-something years ago. He loves them so much. Their arms are stained in curling black lines halfway up to his elbows now. His left eye is completely blind. His hair is starting to turn gray. And yet, Ferdinand is still with him. No matter how he's killed or cursed, no matter the foul games and torture proceedings he's performed, Ferdinand still loves him. He's long past wondering how he deserves their love, but far from stopping to appreciate what Ferdinand provides him with. Every day, they love him in so many ways. A casual hug, standing beside him in meetings, delivering coffee to him at 10 in the morning straight and making sure he eats around 2 hours later, sneaking kisses when they pass each other in the corridors, making the bed for both of them and dragging him away from his work to take a walk in the afternoon. He loves them so, so much. Can words even express the emotion he feels for his partner? He's sure not even actions could describe the amount of love he harbors for Ferdinand. All he can do is provide as much affection as he can, so he does what he usually hates doing. He sings, quietly and only for Ferdinand because they like it so much. He sings one of Dorothea's old opera songs. It's one of his partner's favorite, and he knows it by heart. It feels so right when they hum along, moving closer and wrapping both their arms around him. They press their face into his neck, sighing blissfully. Once the song ends, they mutter a string of compliments and thank Hubert for singing. He brushes a hand through their curly locks and down their back. I love you, he says, placing his hand in Ferdinand's hair once more. He idly plays with the strand. So much. Me too, love. Ferdinand giggles softly, as if they just heard the best compliment. Me too. He presses a kiss to the top of their head and inhales the scent of their hair. Sweet lemon soap, one of Ferdinand's favorites lately. They kiss his throat in return, hugging him even tighter. He likes that. He wouldn't mind them never letting go. Just for tonight, it'll be a reality, he supposes. Say, Hubert? They mutter after a while. Hubert is already half asleep by then, but he focuses the best he can. He always wants to listen to Ferdinand. Yes, dearest? He mutters into their hair and opens his healthy eye. You can say no, but... They hesitate for a moment, clenching his pajama shirt. Are they being bashful? Cute? They really never lose any charm. I'm having trouble quieting down my mind. Can you maybe sing another song? I think it would help. Hubert does want to say no, as he does not like singing, but he knows about Ferdinand's thoughts. Their regrets and memories of the war never left them alone. At night, when there's peace and quiet, they sometimes suffer the most. And Hubert hates knowing that they're in pain, so he thinks of a song and instantly starts singing while rubbing his partner's back. He's more than glad that he knows exactly how to calm them down. Ferdinand relaxes, bit by bit, singing along by the end of the lyrics. Thank you, Hubert. They sound better already. I think I will be able to sleep now. I'm glad. He kisses their hair once again. Good night, then, love. Good night, dear. They smile against his neck, and after a bit, there's only deep and even breaths coming from them. Hubert feels calm as he always does when Ferdinand falls asleep before him. How could he not? His love, the most important person in this world, is right in his arms. He closes his eyes and pulls them closer. Sleep has never come to him any quicker.